In this video I want to discuss the muscles of the shoulder region. Muscles of the shoulder include muscles of the rotator cuff, muscles that reach from the scapula across to the humerus, and some which even pass the humerus. Let's start with the muscle that caps the shoulder joint. This muscle is called the deltoid or the deltoideus muscle. It has fibers anterior to the shoulder joint, lateral to the shoulder joint, and posterior to the shoulder joint. Its origin is across the lateral aspect of the clavicle, the acromion, and the spine of the scapula, and it inserts into the deltoid tuberosity on the humerus. If we remove the deltoideus from this picture, we can then see that from an anterior view, we have the region underneath the scapula. In this region, we will find one of the muscles of the rotator cuff, the subscapularis muscle. The subscapularis muscle passes from the subscapular fossa over to the lesser tubercle of the humerus, where it can act as a medial rotator of the humerus. The posterior view of the model shows the remaining muscles of the rotator cuff, plus a few extra muscles that are not part of the rotator cuff, but do cause rotation of the humerus. Above the spine of the scapula, we see the supraspinatus muscle. It passes over the head of the humerus to insert into the greater tubercle of the humerus, where it will act as an abductor of the humerus. Below the spine of the scapula, we see another muscle of the rotator cuff, the infraspinatus muscle. It passes posterior to the shoulder joint to insert into the greater tubercle of the humerus, where it acts as a lateral rotator of the humerus. And immediately below the infraspinatus muscle, we have a small round muscle leaving the lateral border of the scapula and inserting into the greater tubercle of the humerus, known as the teres minor muscle. Teres minor muscle also is part of the rotator cuff, and it helps to laterally rotate the humerus. Immediately below the teres minor muscle, we see a larger muscle called the teres major muscle. Now notice on the model, the teres major leaves the lower border of the scapula near the inferior angle and the lateral border and passes toward the humerus, but in this case it actually passes anterior to the humerus to insert into the floor of the intertubercular groove of the humerus, where it makes this muscle a medial rotator of the humerus. So to recap, the muscles of the rotator cuff are the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, the teres minor, and the subscapularis. Muscles that also assist in rotation of this upper extremity at the humerus are the teres major, which is a medial rotator of the humerus, and then we will see some other muscles with the torso that reach across this joint to also act as rotators of the shoulder joint.